And welcome to today's live chat with me and Montgomery Ho. Today, as the title suggests, we are going to be talking about mobile gaming as well. Compared a couple things about mobile gaming, especially when compared to PC gaming. Um, I am a gamer. I love playing video games. That's one of my favorite pastimes. One of my favorite things to do in my pastimes. I rarely watch any TV. I didn't watch TV growing up a lot, mostly because I wasn't allowed to. And my parents bought a computer thinking that I was going to be this really smart computer person. They thought it'd be more of an educational tool until they realized that all I wanted to do with the computer was play video games. And I've kind of continued that tradition for the majority of my life now. I actually recently started playing WoW again. So I've been playing WoW on and off basically since vanilla. I've played each one of the expansions, and one of my friends started playing again, and so I picked it up. Actually, no, I watched the Warcraft movie, and I realized how much I missed playing WoW, which is kind of sad, but it's just one of those things. So when it comes to mobile gaming, one of the things that really bothers me is when Tim Cook goes up on stage and says, "We've made developers all this money," which is phenomenal considering like 10 years ago that sort of industry did not exist. And so being able to shift, billions of dollars of consumers' money to these developers is a is an incredible thing, don't get me wrong. But I guess my question is, what is the value that these mobile games are bringing, right? Hey, what are you doing? We're working here. Huh? So these games, so this game, the one I played quite a bit actually, and then one of the reasons why I play this a lot is because I spent a couple $100 on it about a year ago. I got suckered into buying a bunch of stuff, and then I realized that a week later, that was worth absolutely nothing. And that really got me thinking about all these mobile games. This game, Metal Masters, basically, you pay $100, you could spend $100 on whatever they call them, gems, for a special hero, and you might not get that hero, right? It's like rolling a dice, spending $100, and it's not even guaranteed that you're going to get something good. And that to me is just absolutely offensive. That to me, like apps like that should not exist. And like I've been playing this for so long because it's kind of like the study in my head. I'm going to pay attention to what people do, and people keep buying all these gems. This one guy that I've part of this guild that I'm in, he's probably spent like $5,000-6,000 on gems, which is great for the developers, but there's absolutely no value that comes out of it. So what do you guys think about mobile gaming? Um, all the microtransactions and everything. What do you guys partake in it? Do you guys find it annoying? Do you guys wish it was better? I look at all these desktop games. The Call of Duties. I actually haven't played one in about 3 years. Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm waiting to start playing that soon once I upgrade my computer. But games like that, I am willing to pay $80 because I will get, 40 hours worth of playtime out of it, and then I'll keep playing it for the next 3, 4 years, right? But I spent $100 on a bunch of gems in Metal Masters made by Nexon, and I get absolutely nothing. Like it's just absolute, like it blows my mind. Um, Landon Gracer, hey. Brendan, Jonathan, hey. Aaron, why does Monty look sad today? That's like Monty's standing look. Olivia is saying that there is no value. Robert Sasser, is there any different than Hearthstone, or would you lump that into the same category? So, Robert, with Hearthstone, I think it's a little different. Well, it is and it isn't, because Hearthstone is still pay to win. You still pay money to get a bunch of cards and in the hopes that you're going to get something better. And that does bother me still, but I think I bought a bunch of Hearthstone cards when the game first came out as well, and you got a lot more for like the $60 that you spent than the $100 you would get from this Nexon game. And maybe it's Like, I really don't know how to wrap my head around it. Anybody else got anything? Kind of light on comments today. Guess it's not that popular. 8 people watching. It's usually like 30. Um, so what else can I say about the gaming? So like I appreciate how much effort it takes to program a game. Like these guys, this app, they keep doing weekly updates, so they're constantly on top of things, and they're constantly messing around with characters. So people spend hundreds of dollars getting these characters, and they'll constantly nerf them, like any sort of game. Um, and I appreciate the effort that it takes to do that, but is there not a better way of making the game fun to play? Like it's this constant battle between wanting to spend money. Like for me, I see it as a constant battle between the developers trying to keep it fun and then the owners of the company trying to make as much money as bloody possible. And I understand the value money. Everybody needs to make it. Like the channel needs to make money. But do you have to be so brutal about it? I don't know. Like when I compare it to games like World of Warcraft, where they've created this entire lore, right? It is, in my opinion, I don't feel bad giving them, $70 every 2 years, $16 every single month to go play that game because they take all this effort to create the lore. And WoW as a game, like it's part of my life in a sense, right? They take a lot of efforts, but all these mobile games like Clash of Clans, um, all those ones made by that developer, it's kind of the same thing. You spend money to hurry up something in the game. That to me is just offensive. Like I used to play Command and Conquer as a teenager. Like waiting 2 minutes for some command center to finish building seemed like forever. But now it's like you build, upgrade a new wall in Clash of Clans, and you have to wait like 47 days. Like that's just stupid. Um, Brendan Jonathan, the only mobile game I play is Boom Beach or Clash of Clans. They really push you to buy stuff though. It is a massive pain. I feel like it's always been like that. Brendan, that's a good point. It has always been like that. And I've been flirting with the idea of doing game reviews for non-pay to win games. But there's just so many crappy games out there. Like it's so many of them are so bad, and most of the ones that you pay for $5-6, they'll last about 10 hours, from my perspective. So it's kind of hard. Like it's kind of a toss up, I guess. Michael Billig is asking me, Aaron, are you watching the playoffs? I don't actually watch a lot of TV. I think when the Blue Jays were really good 2 years ago, I watched every one of those games. I watched 161. I think I missed two. 160 baseball games, and then I realized when they lost in the playoffs that it was an absolute waste of my time. So I keep on top of the scores, and I'll read the articles, the summaries about the games, but I have a hard time spending like 3 hours watching something. You know, I'll watch like Big Bang Theory for half an hour, but I need to be doing something else because just sitting there and watching TV just it blows my like a bore like it just my mind goes crazy because it's just like all I'm doing is just sitting and letting something else tell me what to think. Favorite mobile game, David Johnson. Right now, it's still this Metal Masters. It's not because it's my favorite game. It's because I've spent money in it and I have to play it. Like it's such a sad thing when I realize it, but I won't stop playing it because, I've put time and effort into it, so I have to keep playing. And in some ways it's kind of fun to like waste 5 minutes, 6 minutes, just to, do an arena session where you just, waste time. I don't even have to do anything. The computer just fights in this setting. Oh yay. like hmm. Michael Kasunik, yeah, it's just too expensive to play mobile games, and we're talking about. Hey, Kimberly Ferris, how are you enjoying Where is Monty, Kimberly? Not a fan of mobile games. Requires so much money. It's kind of the same thing. Mad Slug, I love Monty. Monty spelt with a Y, Monty, not I. Michael Kasunik, they lost to the Cleveland Indians. Yeah, I know they did. They deserve to lose to the Cleveland Indians, though. Uh, Brandon Jonathan, what do you think of the big iOS games that push like Arkham Asylum or real high graphics games? and honestly, they can cost upwards of $20. And you know, I look at XCOM comes out for the computer. It was like $60. It comes out as a port onto your iPad, and it's like $20. Games like that, I think, are worth to get. You know, especially like XCOM. XCOM, there's a lot of replayability to that game. Um, you know, and there are I think there are power ups to that game as well, but they're only $5-6 power up packs. So in total, you're spending $30 on a game, on a PC game essentially. Whereas in like Clash of Clans, like it doesn't even compare in my head, those two things, those two types of games. One is a cash cow, and the other one is a strategic game. And I guess Clash of Clans can be kind of strategic as well, but it's just that monetizing the time component is ridiculous to me. Mm, all right, well, I'll wait for a few more comments to show up. So, what could developers do? And one of the things I want to try to do with these live streams is to get app developers on the show. Like, I live in a city, a relatively large city, so there's a lot of app developers around. I don't know many who do games, but I want to get their feedback, right? Because I've got this really skewed perspective of people just constantly taking my money. And it's very frustrating to me because I don't make a lot of money doing this mobile reviews a bit. So it'll be interesting to see kind of their perspective and how long it actually takes to develop one of these apps. Like, do any of you guys know how long it takes to build, say, like a game like Metal Masters or Clash of Clans? Like Clash of Clans or like even Boom Beach. I played Boom Beach. So Canada was actually one of the first regions to get Boom Beach, and it was fun for the first while, but then again, the monetization of the time just got too much, right? Like, to finish something instantly required $60. Like, $60 is 24 cans of beer. That's gonna last me 3 months. Like, it's just uh Hunter McQuaid, do you play Castle Crush? I do not. Ikai says, what's up? Aaron, hey, Ikai. Michael Kasunik, I need some help. I have a case fetish and I need help on something I get bored of a case so quickly. What are some good parameters when deciding on a case? I think if you are a case person and you get bored of cases, having a lot helps, but buying cheaper ones. So, like the poetic cases that I showcased a couple of weeks ago, you know, you could get 3 cases for 30, $40. And they're not terrible cases. And so if you're bored, you can easily swap them out. And, you know, I think Incipio is kind of in that same boat. They've got a bunch of 15 to 20, $30 games or cases. And, you know, it's not that terrible to spend $50 on Incipio. Get 2 to 3 different cases that will last you, you know, 5-6 months between swapping stuff out. You earn a lot more views and subscribers, I think I know what you're talking about. What else do you guys got? Ask me questions. That's all I got for the games. This could be the shortest live stream I've done yet because I thought I was going to talk about this a bit longer. I will say that in hoping about 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to do a live stream at an actual iPhone repair shop. And we're going to talk about pimping out your actual iPhone. So actually taking out chips out of the back of your device and putting in bigger and better chips. I'm kind of excited to do this live stream with the company, but so that's something to look forward to. Alex R, hello from Norway. Pablo Delgado, hello. Michael Kasunik, girlfriend recommended colors. Yeah, one of the cases that might be worth looking into, Michael, is I haven't reviewed them yet. It's one of the cases from Griffin, and they've got exchangeable backs. The iPhone 6 version was called the Griffin Identity. The newer ones, I know you could buy one case and it comes with 2 backs, like a smoky gray and a clear back. Might be another opportunity. Robert, class Sasser, WoW class race level. I primarily play a gnome female warrior, level 110. Prior, when I was playing Warlords of Draenor, apparently I played a lot more because I had, and I think the mechanism for experience was easier because you could buy, or no, you could get experience tokens. So I had like 5 level hundreds. I've only got 110 right now. But I basically just play WoW now just for the dailies. And that's probably going to end pretty soon too because dailies are getting kind of boring. Mad Slug, are there any good games on iOS that uses the Apple Watch as well? I haven't come across one. I know that Pokemon Go has an Apple Watch, but it's like doing this with the Apple Watch for any extended period of time gets tiring for me. Like my arm's already tired just so I can't. I don't think gaming on the Apple Watch makes a lot of sense. Notifications, quick glance at time, that stuff makes sense, but other than that, I don't think there's going to be a lot of games for the actual device. Mohammed, or do I like the Tech 21 series? I like the Tech 21 Evo checks. Those are my favorite Tech 21 cases. I know they got a tough case coming out, but I haven't used it yet. Their Evo Elite is absolute crap. Don't even get me started on the Evo Elite. It's sitting downstairs, and I'm waiting to review it, but it's just... Kimberly, I too have a case fetish. Change them a few times a week. I guess it's a pretty common thing. Like, I would say I probably have a case fetish as well, but it's because I have to, because I review all these cases. So every single day, it's going to be a different case. Like today, actually, this has been on my iPhone for a while. I've got a Spigen ThinFit 360, and I absolutely love this case. It's not drop rated, but it comes with 2 glass screen protectors, is incredibly thin, and this black one is the soft rubber coated, so it feels incredible. And you get all this for $30, which is kind of expensive for a Spigen case, but totally worth it. One of the things I'm going to check is to see if the glass screen protector, it only fits the touchable area of the iPhone, to see if it works with the LifeProof Nude, which is something I'm going to do later this week after I review the Catalyst case. Mohammed Ralib, do I game on iOS or Android? So it depends on the device. I only have, well, the tablets. I game on the iPads. I was playing Metal Masters on my S7 Edge for several months, and the battery on that device went pretty quickly with the that gaming. But I personally prefer to game on iOS because that's what I use most of the time. The dude on wheels, are you on Simpsons Tapped Out? No, I don't think. Well, I might have started, but to me, it was at the time it was the same thing as a Clash of Clans, and I couldn't stomach another one of those games. Brendan Jonathan asked, you clearly hate the money time format of gaming. Do you think the solution would be more story-oriented games that would take 20 to 30 hours? That's actually what I would prefer. You know, games that are more engrossing, and I think everything is kind of shifting away. All the mobile gaming is shifting away from that single player game. It's all this multiplayer stuff. It's all repetitive, right? Because when you repeat something like a match in Clash of Clans, it doesn't really take a lot of effort to create something new. You change the level up a little bit, but when you create an entire new story, right? You create a story in Mass Effect, you create a story in WoW, and you have to stick to those stories. You constantly have to create new content and new graphics and new storylines to fill in the game. Whereas in a lot of these other games, you're just paying for the money time to finish something quickly. So I would prefer to do that, but I think the trend is moving away from that. And I do think that, if you're trying to figure out what to do in life right now, become a game developer, because there's so many ways to just make so much money on it, I think. Kim, feel your pain. Have you tried Spigen on Amazon? They have cheaper cases to help with fetish. They've got a lot of cases. Spigen's actually one of the very few companies that's really good with me. They'll send me boxes of cases. Like a new device comes out, they're going to send me a box of the cases, and the cases are exactly the same. Like the Tough Armors are basically identical across all the different devices. But Spigen does have a lot of different cases out there. One of the things I like about Spigen is that their cases aren't that expensive, but at least they take the time to design their own. Whereas in a lot of these manufacturers, it's just ripoffs. Like this company sent me this link, and it basically looks like a Tough Armor. Another one sent me a link. It's basically an OtterBox Defender, but they just rebranded it saying it's theirs when it's kind of not. Viridium, dropping in. Could you tell me what case it is in the thumbnail? I think it's that FinFit 360 in the thumbnail. Lee Ali, hello from Hawaii. Oh, I miss Hawaii so much. One of the things I miss the most, poke. Love poke. Raw fit. Oh, so good. Michael Kazuna, I thought about it really different. Really, very different uses of cases like proof Mofi loopy and two spec candy shells. Each one serves a different purpose, and I think the same way. What am I going to be doing today? That's kind of what drives my case decisions. Ryan W is asking what iOS games am I playing right now. Right now, it's just Metal Masters. My gaming is still eaten up a lot by WoW. Once I stop playing WoW, I don't know what else I'll play. I don't know if I'll try anything new. Might go revisit Clash of Clans and Boom Beach. Mohammed Raleigh, do you like consoles? I have not owned. Actually, that's not true. I've owned one console, a PlayStation 2. My problem with consoles is that my thumb hurts after a while. So I can sit and play a computer game on my mouse or on a mouse and keyboard for like 12 hours straight. I couldn't do that with a console. Like after 1 or 2 hours, these things hurt thumbs for some odd reason. Nestor Escobar, hello from El Salvador. Hello from Canada. Tubbs Gaming, do you recommend UAG cases? Yes, I do. If you go to my top 10 list for slim cases, I think the Monarch's up there, and the Plasma's up there for the top 10 clear cases. So, hey, what's going on? You tired? We went for a long walk today. I think it was about 40 minutes. The buddy's a little tired, and he basically was nonstop this entire Easter weekend. Got an extended family over, and he did not stop moving. Monty's he's a senior, we'll consider a senior, he's almost 8 years old, and he didn't stop once. Like he just kept going, and I think all that moving is starting to catch up to him. It's like 4 days of moving nonstop. Right? All right, anything else? I've got notes down. Well, comments have slowed down. Yes, we'll call it a wrap. Unless anybody else has any other questions in the next 2-3 minutes. Lee Ali, you should come back for the pokey. Have you tried spam Masubis when you visited? I have no idea what spam Masubis is. I'm going to have to look that up after this live stream. Amoy Chakraborty. I've got a friend whose last name is Chakraborty. Abir Chakraborty. Hello from India. It's 4 a.m. What are you doing up? Go to sleep. Mike, 7 plus down to 6S. Could not do it. Could not do it. Hammer on the 7 plus. Too awesome. Hey Rubio, have you talked about Clash Royale? I've actually never played Clash Royale. After giving money to Boom Beach and to Clash of Clans, I couldn't do Clash Royale. And esport, I'm actually kind of excited about esports. Too old for it now because carpal tunnel has now gripped this hand. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with esports. My wife thinks it's absolutely stupid, but in my mind, I'd rather watch an esport competition than a baseball game on TV. And that's just me. Probably because I'm a gamer. It's rice and spam wrapped in nori. Oh, spam. Dan McMillan, would you buy a so-called 7S 7 Plus over the 8? No, definitely going to buy the 8. Because I have to do it for the channel. I'm going to get them both. But personally, I would probably go. It would really depend on how amazing the iPhone 8 ends up being. Um, if it's just a change on the outside and there's nothing special on the inside, then some of the rumors are circulating saying that the Apple is having trouble trying to incorporate the Touch ID sensor into the display, which is going to be almost the entire face of the iPhone. That would be kind of neat, but again, it's not that different, right? I want something completely game-changing in the iPhone 8. It's the 10-year anniversary, and I'm usually very patient with Apple when it comes to innovation because I understand there's two types of information. You got disruptive innovation, you've got incremental. And the iPhone 1 to the 7 has been very incremental. There hasn't really been anything game-changing about it. The entire idea about the iPhone was very innovative, very disruptive. It changed how we communicate with one another. And I have that disruptive innovation expectation for Apple for the iPhone 8. There's a good chance that I'm going to be disappointed because that's just how it all works. Regardless of the type of games, what is the limit you would spend on a mobile game? Brendan, it really depends. If I feel very strongly about it, I'll keep giving money to the game. But after a while, if I feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick, then I'll stop right away. Chad Cook, will speaking things at 360 with a screen protector audio installed? It only works with the one that's provided. So the case is 2 parts. If I can take it off. I just cut my fingernails, so this is mildly frustrating. So it's two pieces. Also, you can do the magnet on the back of the speaking case as well. But the case has this. It has the bezel, and the screen protector fits to touch the cutout area. So you have to go and use their own screen protector. It feels quite nice. I don't know what the quality is. I know it's just regular tempered glass, but I've had this on for a week and the oleophobic coating hasn't come off yet. My sister got hold of my iPod 1 and spent $600 on Simpsons Tapped. Oh, it's awful. My youngest sister, no, my middle sister, when she first got when I first gave her I paid for my sister's cell phone when they were teenagers because my parents were sticklers about stuff like that. My middle sister ended up spending $1,600 on fees because she was talking to her boyfriend long distance, but she bought long distance phone cards, but to call the long distance number, Fido charged her as well. Dan McMillan, do you think the rumored features of the new iPhones are more gimmicky than 3D Touch and not useful at all? It'll be interesting to see. 3D Touch has been very useful for me. I've been using it to scroll through type text really quickly. It's been awesome for that. Nestor Escobar, is the display of the Plus series weaker than the normal size iPhone? No, the pixels scale accordingly. Yum. Monty he thinks he's a human more than a dog. And I only say that because he actually makes eye contact with me. Whereas in a lot of other dogs that I've come across in my life, like they stare at the ground. They don't really, in a way, acknowledge that you're a different being. Other dogs just acknowledge you as just an object, just my way kind of thing. But Monty empathizes with me, I guess. Rusty Potato, Apple's really becoming just a monetizing company. I I do agree to a certain extent, but I think when you get to be that size, then you have to make money somehow. Well, that's not true. Apple did just make all the iWork stuff free for everybody. So instead of paying $20 now, it's now all free. You know, Apple. Oh, actually, I have to take it all back. When Windows was charging $400 for their operating system, Apple was giving it away free. Um, you know, stuff like that. I understand why they did it from a business point of view, because that means that people are going to buy more machines. But, you know, Apple's quite fair, I think, when it comes to money. Um, I really want, in the next while, I'm trying to figure it out, I want to do a Dear Tim Cook video asking him about games and how developers aren't really providing any value. Like, I could understand paying premium features for like Evernote, but you know, it's not going to cost $100 like this crappy game is going to cost. Chad, the Rhino Shield screen protector, you can remove it, wash it, and reuse it. Cubs Gaming, favorite mobile game? Yeah, you're probably late. It's this Middle Masters game that I'm playing. Yeah, can't wait for the iPhone 8, hoping it's going to be a smaller footprint with a larger screen. Up to 7, but I'm a Plus user with smaller hands. Kim, you ever gotten a loopy case yet? Should. Or look up something called the Go Loops. Those are kind of neat as well. They're a little nicer looking and a little less. Can't think of the word. Doesn't get in the way as much because it lays flat on the back of the case. Brandon Jonathan, oh damn, $1,600 on AR and VR for the iPhone. I think it's going to be game changing for businesses, the AR and the VR. I did talk about the AR VR in a live stream a couple weeks ago, a month ago. Dude on Wheels, the case has, what case has a SIM card? I forgot. That's the Cooner Kook Dude on Wheels. Brendan Jonathan, wife loves it. All right. Well, guys, I think that's all I'm going to do for this live stream. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section below or send me a message. Apparently this gaming one was a little harder to do. So I'll think of something else. This live stream stuff is still kind of new to me, so do bear with me. Oh, one more. Oh, Dan is answering Brendan. That's pretty cool. Go talk amongst yourselves. If you haven't already, check out Monty's side project called Where is Monty on Instagram. It is now a public profile. And it's basically a spin on Where's Waldo, but instead of Waldo, it's Monty. And instead of animated cartoons, it's my dog in real life. I've got a few videos coming out this week. Got my top 10 ultra thin iPhone case. This should be pretty. I'm looking forward to do this video. I'm doing every single case that is less than 2 millimeters thick, or adds less than 2 millimeters to the iPhone in terms of thickness, and 4 millimeters in terms of. So out of the 120 plus cases, I've only found 11 that fits that criteria. So that's coming up this weekend. I'm in the process of writing the Catalyst review and the comparison between real Apple Watch bands and fake Apple Watch bands. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.